This is Cynthia Toet, your TV host for Your Hidden Love Story. I want you to keep your mindset on the higher vibrational mindset so you can keep living your life and going on this beautiful journey you got. I can't live here without you. We need all of you. You're all here. You have all a special reason, a special purpose, and nobody can do it just like you. This is Cynthia Toet, your TV host for Your Hidden Love Story. We're on episode 2066. Yeah, 2066. Yeah. Healing is not a race. It is a return to self, a return to you. That's what we're going to talk about. Oh, my nose got itchy all of a sudden. The main reason why I come live is I do believe we have all been misled and misguided by our emotional self. And what do I mean by that is I believe that we're operating from a lower vibrational frequency, and that is out of fear, doubt, insecurity, not whole enough, not complete enough, feeling like that we got to prove ourselves out to the world or to someone to feel this acceptance in our own soul, within our own being. And that's actually false information. It's actually depleting you. It's making it so you're not actually operating from your higher self. So I'm here to help you flip your emotional story around to better so you can learn how to operate from your higher self as your go-to emotion, and that would be out of love and above, laughter, play, joy, happiness, peace and harmony, passion and desire. Come on, baby, let's get this show rolling, and let's get your life going. Ooh, hope you guys are all having an awesome, amazing, beautiful beginning of the week. And I want to thank those that are here, that are joining me live, that are helping me go forward with my channel, making sure that you're coming in for that 30 minutes and just spending time with me. I really appreciate it. It gives me confidence and support as I'm moving forward. So in this episode of Your Hidden Love Story, we're going to step away from the pressure and the perfection to embrace oh no, what's going on with my internet? Oh, it's okay now. I'm telling you. Okay, we're going to start again. In this gentle episode of Your Hidden Love Story, we're going to step away from the pressure and the perfection to embrace what healing really is. A quiet return to yourself. That's what real healing is. It's coming back home to self. We live in a world that is here, that pushes us to rush, to fix, to perform. But your healing doesn't need a deadline. It needs devotion. And devotion means a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit every day. I mean, because we are emotional people, and so we have to, stay on top of it, stay tapped in and tuned into your emotional self. So when it starts to falter, when it starts to go downhill, that you can catch it and you can come in and you can take the time to nurture it, to take care of yourself. So tonight we're going to explore what it really means to heal emotionally and spiritually, how self-love is found in a quiet and in the stillness, and why your softness is not a weakness, it is a sacred power. It's your sacred power. Come home to yourself. Let this be the moment you stop rushing and you start receiving. Yeah, stop the rush and start receiving. So some of the talking points we're going to talk about, well, I'm going to give them to you one at a time. The first talking point is healing. Healing isn't a straight line. It's not. It has its spiral. It goes around and around, and then it comes back around when we still need to heal it. So emotional stories often resurface. They resurface so they can be healed. So we can look at it from a deeper level, because it wants us to be growing. It wants us to be expanding. So we're going to reframe. I'm not going backwards to that old past pain, but I'm expanding upward because I'm in the middle of growing past that pain. Hello, you guys. I'm seeing you guys coming in. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate it so much. The second topic I'm going to talk about just a little bit, I'm just doing a little bit of these, okay, just so you guys get the gist, is to stop measuring your worth by your progress. Because everybody's progress is differently. Somebody may be able to heal one part of their story, and maybe it had to do with grief or some kind of suffering, and maybe somebody else that went through that same story with you or the same kind of situation, then it might take them longer or not quite as long, because we all heal differently. So it's really important for us to stop measuring your worth by your progress, because we all operate at a different level. You are worthy even when you are resting. Yes, rest is very important. Our healing actually happens in the slowness, in the stillness, in the rest mode. Your divine downloads come to you when you are completely resting. They don't come when you're busy, go, do, I'm in a hurry. They come when you're in quietness, so you can hear those messages coming in from divine. So let go of the need to feel better fast. What do you need to feel safe while you're slowing down? Think about that. That's a question I want you guys to look at. What do you need to feel safe while you're starting to slow down? I mean, be that turtle. When it comes to your healing, it's okay. The next point we're going to talk about is softness is strength. Boy, it is strength for sure. Rest is not a way that we're avoiding. Rest is our way of restoring. And however long it takes us to restore, that's how long it takes. So don't be so harsh on yourself. Don't be so critical of yourself when your body says, hey, I just need to go ahead and rest. I need to restore myself. I need to replenish myself. It's okay. Choosing peace when you could react is powerful. Say something's coming at you, maybe people are arguing that are around you, and normally if you're operating on picking up that energy and that vibration, you would pick up, maybe you want to pick sides. You need to be quiet. You need to, we get in defensive mode with it. But to be in that other people's energy when they're doing that, and to be at peace instead of reacting, that is so powerful, because now you didn't have that explosion go off within you. You didn't have that feeling of, that you had to defend or speak up for whatever side that you wanted to choose on. You actually just allowed. And it becomes so powerful to choose love and peace. Because healing happens in moments of gentleness, not just through breakthroughs. So being softness is your strength, you guys. What did I do? I forgot to set my timer. Oh, that's right. I've been going back and forth to doing my live. I've been doing my lives as videos, which is a whole different recording process. But now I'm doing my live as a live, so I forgot for just a moment. So we've been alive 11 minutes, 11 seconds as I said that. Okay. Another point I want to talk about, what is emotional and spiritual healing? What is it? Do you guys know? Well, I'm going to talk about it for just a little bit, so you guys get to hear a little bit about what it is. Emotional healing is the process of becoming aware of and moving through painful emotional experiences so they no longer unconsciously control you. Yes, I'm going to read it again. Emotional healing is the process of becoming aware of and moving through painful emotional experiences so they no longer unconsciously control you. And then what is spiritual healing? Spiritual healing is about returning to your wholeness, to your whole being, remembering your divine nature and aligning with your soul's truth, which is love, joy, peace, harmony, freedom. So that's the difference between emotional healing and spiritual healing, but they kind of go hand in hand. So have you ever thought healing meant that you had to be perfect and always happy? Well, I'm going to tell you the truth about that. That's not healing. That's performing. Healing is not meant for you to be perfect, and it's not meant for you to always be happy. When you are already healed and you're happy just to be happy, that's another thing. But when you're going through the healing cycle, we need to make sure that we're digging in deep and seeing what that emotional thing is, so we can heal that emotional healing, so we can have this spiritual awakening. The next point I would like to talk about is how emotional pain shapes your stories. Emotional wounds often begin in our childhood. That's right, in our childhood. Rejection, abandonment, not feeling heard, not feeling seen, being told to be quiet, shut up, go to your room. That's emotional wounds that started when you were a childhood. And we actually have emotional wounds. That's where our biggest ones lay, but we have them from different ages too. When we're that child up until about before you're a teenager, there's wounds in that area. And then when you're that teenager, from all the way up until you're about 20 years old, that whole teenage years, there's different wounds there, but you're growing and you're expanding from what you learned when you were that child, which has to do with rejection and abandonment and not feeling heard or seen. So we carry that forward. We carry it forward until we actually see the illness in that, and then we take the full responsibility to correct it, to be truly flipping that story around to a higher vibrational story so you can live in peace and harmony. Then after, your 20s to your 20s, let's say 20s until 35, 38, you have a whole nother healing cycle going on. You're starting to grow a little bit more, but then again, if you have not healed those wounds of the past, you're carrying that luggage forward. You're carrying it with you. Yeah, that weight. And you guys have carried it long enough. But there's so many cycles that we live in our life cycle. But so it's time for you guys to let go of that. The wounds becoming stories we tell ourselves. Those stories that we tell ourselves from the childhood is, I'm not good enough. Or it's not safe to love. or I always have to prove myself out to the world for my own value, for my own being. These emotional stories lead to emotional habits. What are those emotional habits? Overthinking, self-sabotaging, people-pleasing, and emotional shutdown. And I'm sure there's much more, but that's just what I wrote down in my notes. So, healing emotionally means going back to that story, that one where the pain started from, and flipping the narrative around to a narrative that you can be in acceptance with, but also into a narrative that you can drop the weight of it. It's not to erase the pain, but it is to find the power within that moment, to take your power back, to take your strength back, so you're not carrying somebody else's weight around for the rest of your life, because those things that happened to you when you were a child, the rejection and the abandonment and not feeling heard or seen, that's been fed upon us, and so that's fed because that was their pain and their suffering, and we took on their weight. And I don't know how many generations this has been going on. Every time I ask, Spirit says it's been about 7 to 10 generations, okay? So we have a lot of stories to flip around. It's not about, it's not about erasing the pain, but it is about finding the power within it. The next talking point is about spiritual healing, returning to the inner truth, to your inner self. Spiritual healing is not about fixing, it's about remembering. And as we're remembering, how can we take that story that we remember in the past that's created us so much pain? How can we look at it differently? How can we go back and forgive the incident, forgive the people, for who knows what kind of pain and suffering they went through to cause that upon us. So it's really important for us to find a way to rewrite that script, so we can start claiming our power back and living in a higher vibrational energy, and that is from love and above, and peace and harmony and passion, desire and yeah, we already said all that. So what is healing? What if healing wasn't about striving, but it was about softening? You know, like softening the soul. We don't have to go, and when I think of it, the first way, it's like pokey, it's pringly, it's like hurly, it's rushing. But what if we put some softness to it? It's about surrendering. It's about letting go of the flight. No, not the flight, the fight. There's a Mercury retrograde getting in the middle of the script already, I'm telling you. Now, it isn't even here. It's not here until the 18th, and today's the 14th. Well, I guess we're only 4 days away. No wonder it's starting to show up, but it's been showing up for a good week here. So, connecting with your intuition. You know, spiritual healing is about connecting to your higher self, your intuition. Your intuition can only be tapped into when you are operating from love and above, in peace, in harmony, in happiness, in joy. That's when intuition shows up. Releasing the need to control the outcome. You know, divine knows exactly when something's supposed to happen. We don't have to know what day, what time, and what pinpoint of something's supposed to happen. It's really, really important for us to release the need of what we feel like the outcome is supposed to be, so we can truly trust in divine timing. And remember to acknowledge any resistance that you guys may have. Sometimes spiritual healing feels like breaking, like it's like we're breaking up, but you're not, or breaking down, but you're not breaking down. You're breaking open. So you're breaking open, not breaking down. You're breaking open to your higher self. Healing is a process of remembering who you truly are beneath the pain, beneath the labels, beneath the expectations you have carried all of your life. Healing doesn't mean that damage never existed, it means it no longer controls your life. In fact, I'm going to write that down in the chat here. Hold on here. Healing doesn't mean that damage never existed. I don't know if I already have that in the chat, but it's going in here again. It means that it no longer controls your life, okay? I don't know if that's the one I already pinned. No, okay. I've been pinning different quotes, so if you look back into my feed, you'll see different quotes. So, and then so like signs of healing, even if it doesn't feel like it, signs of healing. You are more aware of your triggers, even if they still affect you. That's a sign of healing. You become more aware of your triggers. You are aware of your triggers when they happen, even if they're still happening. That's a sign of healing. You take responsibility for your emotions instead of blaming everybody else for creating those emotions. Every emotion you have, you're the one that's responsible for it. The only thing that anybody else has done is push that button, cause the trigger, you know. It says, hey, you still got this to take care of. So take responsibility of your emotional self and stop blaming. You rest instead of pushing through. You choose peace over being right. You pause instead of reacting. You forgive yourself more quickly. Those are all signs of healing, even if it doesn't feel like it. Healing does look different for everyone. There's no right timeline. Compassion kills your uniqueness, your unique healing journey. Compassion kills your unique healing journey. Like this is a common myth. Like I should be over this by now. That's not true. Okay. I can be I cannot be spiritual if I'm still angry, sad, or lost. Well, that's not true either. Healing is messy. It's not always love and light. Sometimes it's grief, it's rage, it's confusion, it's silence. And that's still and still being scared. You know, that's a part of healing. Healing is messy. What helps support your healing? Well, let's talk about that. We do want to talk about that. And that's why we're here. Journaling. Or doing some voice notes. For those that don't like to journal, don't want you to get your pen and paper out, we have these phones nowadays. We can talk into it, and it can write it out for you. Write, you know, do those voice notes. There we go again. There we go again. Yeah, and journaling or voice notes to let your emotions speak. Allow these emotions to come on out so we can get them out. Giving confirmation from Naya in the background. Breath work, meditation, dance, or just going out in the nature. Those things actually also help support your healing process. Therapy, whether it's coaching, counseling, tarot card readings, energy healing, breath work, well, I just said breath work, or sound music, those are all forms of support healing. So create a safe space with people who see the real you, choosing daily to tell yourself a new story. Flip it, flip that story, flip that story. That's what I gotta say. Flip your story around. And the affirmation I have for this part of the show is I release the rush, I honor my pace, my healing, and my homecoming. Here, I can pin it in the chat too. This is just the affirmation. You guys can take this affirmation and write it down if you'd like. Okay, I'm gonna throw it over here in the chat for you guys. And if you want to write it down, I release the rush. There is no rush in healing. I honor my pace. It doesn't matter how fast or how slow that healing goes. We all go at a different level. And my healing is a homecoming. Okay? All right, I'm going to send you over to my commercial for the book I wrote, and then after that we're going to do some love notes from Divine, and I'm going to see where I'm at with time. Yeah, that's where we're going to be. So I'll be right back. So stick around, you guys. Oh, I got to get to the right screen. Blah, 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 blah. And it's commercial break time. And what's she going to talk about on her commercial? Yeah, what's she going to talk about? She's going to talk about, did you know that Cynthia Toet, she's an author. She wrote a book this year called Flipping Your Emotional Story Around to Better. Yes, that's the book that she wrote, and it is on Amazon. It is an ebook and a hard copy, whichever you prefer. Go over there right now and grab your copy right now to see what it's going to take to flip your emotional story around to better. Okay, back to the show now. And next, Naya's coming in. That's when she's knocking at the door. I didn't even know there was a door to knock on. It's wide open, but she's knocking. Yeah, it's open. Yeah, you gotta know about my system here. Next, we're gonna do some divine messages. Yeah, we got some divine messages to do here. Yeah. So, and what are those messages going to come from? They are they're love notes from Divine. It's just like a mini tarot spread. You Are Becoming is the name of this spread. And the first question we got going on here: what part of me needs patience right now? What part of me needs patience right now? Which part of me needs patience? Speaking your truth, speaking from your higher self. That's what needs patience. You know. Be easy on yourself. It doesn't happen just overnight. It's just not like a we've been, it's not like a snap of a finger. We've been operating from this lower vibrational energy all of our life. So be a little bit more patient when it comes to speaking your truth from your higher self, and be a little bit more patient with that self-care work that you're doing too. When you're talking to that inner child, it takes time. You know, you may go and talk to that inner child about something that just happened that caused some pain and suffering, and then maybe six months later or 6 weeks later, I don't know, it comes up again. It just means that it still has some more healing to do. So be patient with that inner work that you guys are doing with that child within. And what else do we need patience? Be patient with when you're feeling like that wounded warrior, when you feel like life isn't working out for you. Be patient with that too, because that's a lot of wounds, and we got to take care of those wounds within. It takes time, you guys. It's not an overnight thing. Healing is a lifetime journey. We have been living in this lower vibrational energy for most of our lives. That's out of fear, doubt, insecurity, not whole enough, not complete enough, feeling like you got to prove yourself out to the world or someone else, when really we need to take care of our inner self. We need to be okay with ourselves, not for everybody else. We need to be okay for ourselves. What truth is rising through this slower session? Let's see what truth is rising through this slow process, through this slow session. So the truth is rising is how our thoughts really do affect us. How if we're thinking the wrong story, how it really does come and stab us in the back. And the truth rising is when we go a little bit slower, that we can find out that we are tapped in and tuned in with Divine, and Divine really does want us to be operating from our higher self, from love and above. So that's truth that's coming in from this slower session. And your strength is coming in too, you guys. So just know you guys are getting stronger every moment, every baby step that you take in your self-healing that you're doing. You are getting stronger one moment at a time. And the last question is love am I being guided to receive within yourself? What love are you being guided to receive within yourself? Getting bright ideas, your passion, your desire, having brand new beginnings with your life. So you have the passion and desire to do something, to move forward, to put some energy into something. And what love are you being guided to receive within yourself? You're also being guided how to heal that heart space that has had a broken heart for all these years, that we've carried that pain and that suffering for way, way, way too long. We're actually being guided to receive the growth of our heart space. And what last card wants to tell us what love are you being guided to receive within yourself, okay? So you're receiving your balance. I love it. Just staying in alignment with self, being grounded. So, the next time that you're in somebody else's chaos and confusion going on, that you stay in alignment. You stay balanced. You don't react or respond from them, because you are now in alignment. I love it so much. There is nothing wrong with your guys' pace. There is wisdom in you wanting and waiting. You are not late. You're right on your soul's time. Healing is not about arriving at a perfect vision. That Mercury retrograde's getting my tongue. I'm telling you. All right, healing is not about arriving at a perfect version of yourself. It's about coming home to you again and again and again, to the version of you that knows that you are already good enough. Yes, you guys are already good enough. And I'll copy this too, and I'll put it down into the chat, and maybe I'll take some of these and put it into the description. All right, you guys, thank you for coming in and watching Your Hidden Love Story. This was episode 2066, and it was Healing is Not a Race. It is a return to you. Bring yourself back home. It's okay to come home to you. I love you guys, each and every one of you. For those that are watching the live, stay tuned. I'm going to be live here again in about 15 minutes, so we can reveal your hidden love story when it comes to yourself. All right, bye-bye, butterflies. Catch.